Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm throwing a bit of a wrench in the works of my raid series, and that's because I'm doing a Sentinel battle today. I'm sharing footage of a map 3 Sentinel battle today, and it's going to be Stitch. It's going to be tier 27, so pretty much as hard as we've had up to this point in terms of the raid. We didn't have T3 potions the last time we did this, so this is as high as anyone has got. And I wanted to share it with you because I thought, you know, why the hell not? Map 3 is starting today. This is going to be useful. So it's slightly overtaken the Scrooge Sentinel, which I've actually filmed, and I've scheduled that video to release on the weekend. But today I thought I'd do a commentary for the Stitch battle. It's one of the hardest battles, and to be honest, map 3 is really difficult in general. Most of the Sentinels are quite complicated. You've got Hades, who's very tough, Wally, who's just tough because of time limit, Stitch, who is hard because of requirements, and then the Mulan Sentinel, where you've basically got a solo. You've got no healing in this team effectively, so you can't really take many hits. But the best team for this Sentinel, in my opinion, is the one I've got in front of me. It's going to be Stitch, it's going to be Wally, and it's going to be Eve. All rated very highly in my tier list. I love Stitch. I think Stitch is fantastic. Like, when he gets molten, he's got that extra burn damage, and he does so much damage. He's also just a very smooth character to play. Eve, I think, is another character who's been fairly underrated so far in you know, my playing time at Disney Mirrorverse. She had a mini rework. I didn't do too much to her, but I do think that she's actually way better than people think she is. And then Wally, you know, I don't need to go into much detail about Wally. He's just an amazing tank, gives himself so much armor, so you've got so much survivability in this battle. Now, this battle is tricky. It's got so many elements to it, and the first element really is not to get battered in room 1. You need to make sure that you go into room 2 with a decent amount of health. Sometimes if you let the elementals get through to Eve, she's not going to be able to withstand much of a beating. So Eve can really get hurt in this first room if you're not careful. Aim is similar to the Scrooge Sentinel, which you'll see you know, this weekend. But the aim really is with Stitch. What you do with Minnie is you just aim to kill those really small little elementals very quickly, whilst Wally kind of tanks against the bigger Earthborn Alpha. Okay, so the talents for Stitch are pretty important. You're going to have his advanced talent that gives him armor, because he's not very survivable otherwise. Definitely have his elite equipped, because his special ability is fantastic and you want to be using that as much as possible. So yeah, survive room 1 is the main goal. You don't have any healing, so you can't really get hit that much. With Stitch, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to immediately go metallic. So what that means is you hold down a heavy, he goes metallic, he becomes immune to wound. Very important actually in stopping him from taking big damage in that room 1. If he gets hit by one of the elementals, he can get wounded when he's in his normal form, and that can shred his health. So you want to go metallic immediately until he uses his special, then he'll lose it. But pretty key thing to do in room 1. And then room 2, we'll get to it in the commentary, okay? So let's jump into the footage. Okay, first thing you're gonna do is gonna go metallic. So Stitch is metallic now. He's not gonna get wounded. He's immune. So that's the key thing you want to do first of all in room 1. And then, yeah, just make sure Eve can't get hit. You know, keep these little elementals at bay. You can see with Stitch, I just ran straight to protect Eve. You know, she's the one who is quite flimsy. Wally can, you know, by most accounts, tank the Alpha. But, you know, he's going to get hit a little bit. That's okay. He just, once he gets full armor, he's pretty solid. He might struggle a little bit in room 2 against Stitch when he starts to have to tank Stitch, but if you've got a high enough Wally, you should be fine. Okay, moving into room 2, this is where it gets pretty interesting. So first things first, you can go straight after Stitch. Stitch is always going to come for, you know, your Stitch when there's just one character, one enemy available. They'll always go after your main character. So, you know, main thing is just try to dodge out of his way. Also trying not to get Wally hit in the process. There's a little bit of moving about. The Fractured Stitch tends to do quite a lot of heavies, and now Wally has spawned, and I'm going to go straight for him with Stitch. Wally also just does a lot of heavies as well, so there really is quite a bit of movement you're going to have. And bearing in mind, this whole time you want to keep your eye on your Wally up in this top left hand corner here. If he's got decent amount of armor, you're not going to have to worry about him too much. As soon as he starts losing that armor, you know, then you're going to have to maybe go over and protect him with Stitch. But the main thing with Wally is just keep using his specials as much as possible. Keep using Stitch and Eve specials as much as possible. And you really want to take out the Fractured Wally before you do too much damage on Fractured Stitch, because Olaf will spawn and then it becomes pretty difficult in, you know, managing three fractured enemies, sorry, with, you know, your own three. So we're in a good spot here. Wally's starting to take a little bit of a beating, which is, you know, as I say, you just keep your eye on him the whole time. If you've got a weaker Wally, you're going to need to go over and protect him a little bit more. But now I've been able to actually kill Wally just before Olaf spawned, and yeah, you go straight for Olaf now with Stitch. Your Wally, you know, so my Wally here is in a good spot in terms of his health. So yeah, the aim here really is to just get Olaf down and then finally go after Stitch eventually with all three characters. It really does help to have a very strong Wally, guys. Like, if you don't have a super strong Wally, you're going to have to be doing a fair bit more maneuvers to make sure he doesn't die. You see our Wally there is nearly dead, but now we're just down to Stitch. And something really important about Stitch is if you use his special, he becomes superheated. You then just need to keep attacking every 3 seconds to stay superheated, and if you stay superheated for 6 seconds, he goes molten, and then with molten, he's going to do this extra burn damage, which you can see on screen. The reason that I like Stitch's talent that gives him armor is because you can see he does get a few knocks here, a few basic attack knocks, and he is a little bit flimsy. You know, I'm down to less than half health, but the extra armor means that if you get hit, you know, you can tank a little bit. Anyway, there we have it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. I hope this kind of format, you know, this commentary overlay for this video was useful. If not, if there's anything I can improve on, just let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching.